me of boastfulness, but it was his own fault. After all, it was Master John himself who'd made my name so prominent in recent weeks. A man can scarce keep his entire life hidden when his fortune changes. And John Blount was paying me well. Only weeks before, I'd been a poor, destitute fellow living with purse snatchers and pilferers, and all those who knew me were surprised to learn that I was now living in a house not far from the Moor Gate. Those who saw me were convinced that I must have robbed the Queen herself to be able to live in such a grand style. Well might they guess. Still, my problem today lay in the fact that Thomas Fawkes did not listen to those who suggested I was a sodomite. No, he had good reason to believe that I was not that way inclined. While he was a gross brute of a man with the face and manner of a degenerate alehouse keeper, his wife was formed from a very different mould. Jen was slender, pale, with red gold hair that was so abundant its weight seemed to keep her chin tilted upwards. She had blue eyes, full lips that were always on the verge of smiling, and a pair of bosoms that a man could pillow on for a lifetime and die happy. I'd grown to know young Jen, you see, and Thomas had come to believe that she was bestowing her favours on me. I don't know, perhaps if Jen had charged me a fee, Thomas would have been happier, if she'd shared it with him. Be that as it may, she did visit me a few times. She was impressed with the style in which I lived. Perhaps she considered that she could throw over one husband for a richer one. Whatever her reasons were, I was happy to share my time with her. She was a pretty thing, and the sight of her coming tripping through my door was always enough to make me raise a smile. And something else besides. Perhaps the necklace was an error, though. I was feeling expansive and happy after an afternoon's gambling at the Boar Pit, where I'd made a good profit. I knew I was to be rogering Jen half the night, and on my way home I saw a necklace in a merchant's and bought it for her on the spur of the moment. I know, silly behaviour. What if her husband saw it? Still, she seemed ridiculously touched, and a day or two later she gave me a little pewter flask in return. It was tiny, no good to anyone, but I promised I would hold it with me at all times. She swore it would bring me good luck. Some luck. To be honest, I'd expected the little strumpet to sell the necklace almost immediately. She had the heart of a wanton, and money was money, while a necklace could lead to embarrassing questions from Thomas. The silly board couldn't help herself. She liked it. I heard later that she wore it when she was out with him and he asked where it came from. So that was why I was now standing in a dark alleyway with two of his heavier brutes behind and him before me dangling a long thin blade around the area of my buttocks. It was not a comforting experience. Soon as I heard Thomas had come to the cuckold's conclusion, it was clear that I was in trouble. If he decided to assault me in the deep, dark dead of night, I would stand little chance against him, and that was intolerable. I refused to remain closeted in my new home. I was used to walking the streets. But I am no brawler. If there's to be a fight, I prefer to land a blow with a cudgel and run, not for me the excitement of a long-drawn dagger tournament. I tried the bluff approach. "Why, Thomas, what have I done to upset you?" He grinned evilly. "She may be a little tart, but she's my little tart. I won't have other men dipping their wicks." "Oi! What's going on in there? Hey, you!" I've never been so grateful to hear a constable's voice. This was a large, roistering fellow with thick lips, cheeks like a cider drinker's, and the belly of a bishop. He bore a heavy-looking staff, and as he approached us from behind Fawkes, he brought this down into the quarterstaff, as if it was a lance he was pointing at us. One of the men said something, and Fawkes quickly shoved his dagger away and turned, with a smarmy friendliness in his tone. "How can we help you, constable?" "What are you lot doing here?" "I'm with Sir Thomas Parry's household," I said, pushing past Fawkes quickly. "I would be grateful if you could tell me the way to St. Paul's. I'm new to London." "You must be if you